Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there pushing his word with truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Kwara Abad from the Judgement Houston camp. And it's a lucky for the noise in the background. As y'all could probably tell, I'm doing a little, getting a little exercise in, on a little walk or whatnot. Trying to break a little sweat, man. But want to go into, another lesson, Lord willing, to be edifying. And what I want to speak on in this lesson is that, the Lord likened the nation of Israel unto his wife, and even Yahweh Shai, the elect, is likened unto the bride of Yahweh Shai. You see? The elect is likened unto the bride of Yahweh Shai. And look, Yahweh Shai coming back to get his wife. That's the whole point of that marriage. That's why it's saying in Revelation that the bride, she have made herself ready. You see, when she meet back up with the Lord. In other words, when the elect meet Yahweh Shai in the sky. But, right now we're in the hands of who? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. We're in the hands of Esau Edom. And I was thinking about, and I believe Elder Yashimama, I remember he did a lesson going into this a while back. And, the law going into rape. That law going into rape. And what I'm getting to is that, we liken it to the wife of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And right now we're in the hands of another man, our oppressors. And he ultimately go get down to the point where he go try to stick something into us. And what that's going to be, that's the MOTB, right there, that Revelation 13. He go try to stick that MOTB into us. To what? To claim that he's our power, that now he's our God, right? You see? The so-called white man, Esau Edom, that's ultimately his plan, dealing with his new world order, to make everybody put this CHIP into him, so now he could be in full control as the Most High, right? But as we getting down to it, we coming back to who we are, coming back to our power, who our power is. Now we understand when we get in that situation, what we're going to do, we're going to call onto our power. And going back to what I was saying a while ago, the law dealing with rape. If a man take a woman who's already betrothed, and we already betrothed, we already married to the Lord, man. We already married to the Lord. But if a man take another woman, right, go into her, and that woman don't say nothing, and that man going to her, they both should be put to death. One, because that's adultery. On the man part, he broke the law. And the woman part, because she ain't cry out, knowing she already got a husband. And that's 2/3 right now. 2/3 of our people, look, they deserve to be put to death as well, along with Esau, Edom, and these other nations, because they ain't crying out for the abomination that's being done on the earth. You see, they cool with it. They taking part in it. They love the happy hours. The do as thou will spirit, they love it. But us, as a matter of fact, let's just get it. Let's read it. We're just going to say, as we that bride of the Lord, the more we cry out, the more we'll be justified. Like you say, and thou speakest when thou art justified in thy sins, and overcome when thou art judged. In Romans 3, because we crying out, man. We want the same thing the Lord want. You see, and you got other camps, they ain't saying nothing. They ain't going into prophecies like that. They ain't even touching on matters concerning what's going on within us who know we Israelites, man. Like the scriptures say, they dogs, but they don't bark. But let's get it real quick. And I know I want to probably get that account with Susanna, and whoever else is spirit leaders. But let's do Deuteronomy 22, and I'm going to start at Deuteronomy 22. And I'm going to start at 22. It says, if a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, right? So if a man be found lying with the woman who already got a man, that's the law of adultery, or that's the act of adultery. It says, then shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman, and the woman, and so shalt thou put away evil from Israel. So both of them gotta die. That's going off. That's going off. One supposed to be with one man. But it says, if a damsel that is a virgin, so you got a virgin, right, be betrothed unto a husband, already, claimed, already supposed to be given into a marriage, giving into a marriage to another man, right? It says, if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then shall you bring both of them out of the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones, and that they die. It says, the damsel, because she cried not, being in the city. When that act happened, when this man came upon you, you were supposed to cry, right? You were supposed to, because the man to the woman is the Lord, right? The head of the woman is who? The man. That's her Lord. Like Sarah called Abraham Lord. Right? That was her Lord. Well, the same thing. Just as we believe, Lord willing, we the prophets, we call on our Lord in time of trouble. You see? So the same thing for the woman. She's supposed to call out help, because you don't want it to happen. You ain't down with it. But if you don't say nothing, you with it. If you don't say nothing, you going along with it. You cool with it. Right? Like it's saying Romans 1, those who, even though you ain't do it, roughly paraphrase, you ain't do it, but you somewhat down with it, you ain't got a problem with it, then you go get taken into judgment too, man. Like it says, hand joint in hand. But it says, right? It says, because she cried not, been in the city, and the man, because he have humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. And that's man right here likened unto Esau in this, context we speaking in, because he gonna be the one to try to put something into us, and that's his MOTB. He who have ears. Because, hey, now we talking like the Lord in parables, because they go try to strike videos for certain things we talk about. So, hey, that's even in the sign of the famine of the word. You got to understand the little code words we be saying. But he gonna try to put that MOTB into us, man. You see, hey, just like right now, he trying to, he like a mad scientist. Like right now, he trying to put that wicked potion in everybody, right? Dealing with these variants that we having, So we have this as a trial run. Him trying to cause all. Then we gonna have that MOTB. But that him trying to insert himself as what? Being our God. Him being our new Lord. But let's get to the point we getting this. So that's like the 2/3 they ain't crying out. They don't see no problem with it. So they deserve to be put to death as well. But it says, but if a man find a damsel in the field and the man force her, so if this man try to, again, rape the woman, force himself in her, just like he gonna cause all, it says, and lie with her, it says, then the man only that lay with her shall die, but unto the damsel, right? It says, but unto the damsel, thou shalt do nothing. Why? It's gonna say why you ain't gonna do nothing to the damsel. See, it says, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. Justified, just like we hoping to be when Yahweh Shai come back, because the only ones gonna be saved is gonna be those who got that tawa, that exemption from judgment, not worthy of death. Which, Lord willing, we get that scripture. That's those who crying out, just like this damsel right here, this woman about to do. That's why she gonna be justified. And what's the way we crying out? We ain't just screaming. Just screaming. No, we're getting on videos, doing lessons. That's crying out. Crying out, doing lessons, going to the highways and hedges. That's crying out, lifting up our voice like a trumpet, right? That's crying out. Hey, and it don't even gotta be vocally. Look, the Lord know our spirits. When you get up in the morning, hit that alarm, you gotta go to work, and you just that groaning like, fuck, man. That's crying out. When you sick, your body, you crying out. Different emotions. You mad, you ain't gotta say nothing, you crying out. The Lord know all that. Hey, well, he said, just like in Egypt, I believe it's in Exodus, the 2nd chapter, but it said, once the Lord heard our sighs and cries, them Them sides, man. The Lord know all that. He looking on all that. Yahweh Shah was in the flesh. He know what it feel like. He able to vouch for us. Hey, being that true high priest, he able to vouch for us, man. But hey, that's going into that crying out. That's how we crying out. And it ain't because, look, everybody wake up, don't want to go to work, but we crying out not just because we don't want to go to work, no, because of the oppression, the way it's set up. Supposed to get paid daily from his work. We want a righteous government set up in order. We want at least when I get off or get on my break, I want to eat foods without GMOs in it, but we won't even get that. You sign a crime because you can't find a watermelon with seeds in it. Everything's seedless. But Salaki for the rent. Salaki for the rent, but that's signing crime, man. And that's what this kingdom calls you to do. But let's continue. It says, but unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing, which we hope to be that damsel, that bride. It says, thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rise against his neighbor and slay of him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. You see? So look, that woman cried out. Esau, when we on the run, he would try to catch us, FEMA, sending FEMA at us, different troops, UN peacekeepers, different troops to try to catch us, But what? They would try to catch us, throw us into the concentration camp, take you there, torture you, offer you with the option to take that thing, that MOTB. And what we gonna do, Lord willing, we call on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, just like our forefathers of old did and got delivered. That's that Romans 15:4. But we gonna cry, all right? Call out to the Lord, call his name. That's why the name important. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they got thrown into the fire. Read the songs of the three holy children. In the Apocrypha, they was crying out in the fire. Who was sent to save them? Yahweh Shai, man. But it says, right. That's the point in that. Let's get that, let's get this real quick. In Ezekiel. Is Ezekiel 9, just going into, so look, what we doing, it ain't, no, there's a purpose behind it. Us preaching, doing lessons, there's a purpose behind it, Although these people might, like it said, what that is, Wisdom of Solomon 5, how they took no account of our labors as we stand in great boldness. But on the other side, it says the Lord don't forget our works and labor of love. So what would these people, if they notice this or not? So what if these people in this world think what we doing is insignificant? But shit, on the side of the Lord, who it really matters, we pleasing the Lord. It said about the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. All we need is the elect to hear, man. We don't need everybody else to hear. And that's the elect here by this word going out is bringing the end of this man kingdom and ushering in our rulership. So it is doing something. Signing crying is working. They say in the world, crying ain't gonna get you nowhere. Or complaining ain't gonna get you nowhere. Well, yeah, it is. This is. Because again, it ain't. Now, of course, that ain't excuse to just was me spirit all day either, Was me spirit. But as far as righteously crying out to the Lord. But anyway, let's continue. And I start to wind it down. The Lord said it's saying it's Ezekiel 9. And it's going into the time of judgment. And we in the time of judgment. All right, but it's Ezekiel 9:4. It says, and the Lord said unto him, and then him is talking about an angel. It's like the Lord will send different spirits out to execute judgment, like it said in the book of Sirach. But it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem, and will people before a place. Although judgment will be issued out all across the four corners, like it say, Jacob's trouble, a town like never before. Also saying Revelation, our temptation which shall come upon all the world. Also saying Revelation 13, he gonna try all. So these things gonna happen everywhere. But again, it's Jacob's trouble. And the bulk of Jacob is in America, Babylon the Great. And this is where the worst destruction gonna happen. Here on the soils of America. But it says, go through the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem. But that Jerusalem will appear before a place, man. It says, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So see, cry is doing something. Because at least when judgment come, the Lord gonna know that we wasn't with what was going on. So he gonna say, shit, you was on my side. So now that I'm here about to destroy this place, you know, I'm gonna take you up out of here because you wasn't with it, just like he did Lot. That's why I said Lot vexed. Let's get that. Lot wasn't with it. That's why the Most High took him out of there. Noah wasn't with it. That's why I said in the Apocrypha, the Most High took Noah in exchange for the world. Right, but let's get that with Lot real quick, and I'll go back to this. The 2 Peter. It's 2 Peter 2. And so like it says, and 6, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, and condemned them with an overthrow, making them an ensample unto those that after should live ungodly. So that should have been an example on what not to do. And if you do it, you're going to have fire coming down from the heavens, you know, as the judgment. But it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed. And it ain't saying like Lot was the only one, like just Lot, because remember, it was his daughters too. And his wife was there too at a point in time until she looked back. But it was going into just Lot, him being righteous. You know, but it says, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Just like we vexed with the filthy conversation, it says, for that righteous man dwelling among them in seeing and hearing, vexed his righteous soul from day to day with their deeds, with their unlawful deeds. So you know he had to be complaining every day, every day complaining. Man, it says the Lord knows how to deliver the godly out of temptations and to reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. And that's the same situation we in, man. Salaki for all the background noise. You know, I'm out in the elements. You know, but Lord willing, y'all can hear me. You see? So just like Lot, although we're amongst it, that's why we sign the crime. So when judgment come, the Lord can spare us, man, because we ain't with it. You know? So going back to Ezekiel 9, that was a good example, right? Ezekiel 9, it says, and 4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men, right? And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And when you go into that word mark, you know, in the blue letter, that Hebrew word is tawa. And the definition of that word tawa is the mark, and it's the exemption from judgment. In other words, you don't have to go through judgment. What that is, 2 Corinthians 11, 31, 32. When it says, if we judge ourselves, we don't have to be judged. But when we are judged, it says we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world. You know, the Lord putting us through that spiritual fire so that we don't have to go through that physical fire, man. You know, so we don't have to go through that physical fire. But that's that tawa, that being exempt from judgment. So those who crying out right now, right, that's us being justified. You know, doing lessons, that goes a long way. You know, feeding the sheep, that goes a long way. But it says, let's find out what happened to those other ones. Just like what happened to that damsel. What happened to that damsel? She didn't cry out like the 2/3. Let's see what happened to them, or what's gonna happen to them, since they don't have a problem with this agenda that's being pushed in the world, man. Right? Since they don't want to cry out, since they cool with it. Let's see. So it says, and to the others, he says, so those who don't have that mark, exempt from judgment, right? It says, and to the others, he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, kill him, put him to death. It says, and smite, and let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Don't feel bad for him. That's another thing. Angels, when they come in and bring judgment from the Lord, they don't say, oh, that's just a little, a little baby. Oh, that's just a little old grandmother. No, they don't care. Like the Most High that time, King David numbered Israel. Hey, he had to stop the angel from killing. He was getting it in. He was getting it in, man. That's how it's gonna be in judgment. They loved on the Lord's work. But it says, let's continue. So it says, smite those who ain't crying, who ain't complaining, who don't got nothing bad to say about what's going on. It says, and to the others he said, in my hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man, right? But come not near any man upon whom is the mark. You see? So you can kill everybody. Don't come against those that got this pass. The hard pass, who got this hard pass? This pass from destruction. Don't touch them, because they ain't with it. They with me. In other words, you walk into the club, you getting in for free. They're like, yeah, they with me. Him, they with me. That's the Lord doing. He with me. And that's him confessing us before the Most High. Hey, time of judgment. He said we confess him. That's crying out, right? Publishing the Lord. If we confess him, he said he going to confess us. That's that come up hither. Everybody say, oh, he going up there with him. Oh, he with him. You going to the club, they say, oh, yeah, he was with old dude who had came in. That's how we go be, though. He was with the Lord. Yeah. Why? Because we doing it right now. Hey, remember Ezra, 2nd Ezra 2. 2nd Ezra 2. It said, Ezra said he commended them greatly that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Right? Why? That's publishing that. You speaking that. You letting it be known. That's part of crying out. But kind of wanted to get that Susanna, but I'm already there. Like, let me see how long I've been going. I get it, and we'll probably end it. So this in the pocket for the book of Susanna. Let me see if I can find the KJV version. All right, so that's the book of Susanna, and I ain't gonna read the whole thing, for the sake of time. But when you go into it, you had these two wicked elders of Israel, and Susanna, she was married, right? Already had a husband, just like we went into the law, right? Just like us, we already got Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. We don't need no other doctrine, no other nothing. Same way Susanna had a husband. She had a life going already. Right, her husband, well, I believe, he was a devout man, well-known man, respected man. You see, so these two wicked elders, they loved her. They loved her. Look, they was lusting after her, knowing she was married. And look, looking at her while she was taking a bath, all that. So anyway, they planned on, raping her. In other words, planned on raping her, and they gave her a choice. They said, look, if you cry out, everybody respect us. And we gonna lie and say shit. In other words, shit, you wicked. Let's read it. They was gonna lie. But she followed the law, feared the Lord more than man. She cried out. And she was justified in the end. Just in case we don't get to the whole thing. That was a quick summary of it, but it's the book of Susanna, chapter 1. And so this is after. I'll start at 19. So this after they ran unto her when she was in the tub, It says 19. Now when the maids were going forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us. And we are in love with thee. Jay Crazy says that we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us. They ain't just talking about let's cuddle and watch Netflix. No, what they talking about? They want to hit. It says, if thou wilt not. So they said, look, have sex with us if you won't, which is, it was adultery. It's a lot of the wind starting to blow. You know, Lord willing, y'all can still hear me. Really, it was adultery. It was adultery, but it says, if thou wilt not, so if you don't do it, it says, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst not sin, and therefore didst thou send thy maids away from thee. So they said, look, if you don't lie with us, if you don't go along with it, we gonna tell everybody else that you had a young man in here, and we caught y'all, right? That's why you sent your maids away. You know, and everybody would be like, oh shit, Susanna, because remember, she was married. And again, these was respected men. So who they was gonna believe, the elders or Susanna, a woman? You see? But let's find out. And this how we, Lord willing, we gonna be in a time of judgment as those maids. Although, look, it's gonna seem like the odds stacked against us. Right? But look, you go into history. Every time the Lord did have to show his power and way of saving somebody, wasn't the odds stacked against him? Hey, what it say? The scripture say, in our weakness, he is made strong. In order for the Lord to save, we have to be put in a situation. In order for, I like to say this. I remember I first heard it from that brother in Birmingham, man. In order for the Lord Daniel to be saved out the lion's den, what had to happen to him? He had to be put in there first. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. In order for the Lord to get them out the fire, what had to happen? They had to be put in there first. You see? So in order for the Lord to come save us, Yahweh, this time we're going to have to be put in a situation first. But what, Lord willing, we hope to do? Calling the Lord in that time. Not to lose hope and just move with our own thoughts and own opinions and actions. No, we hope the Lord guide us, man. Like it says in 2 Ezra 16, that the Lord going to be our guide, those that keep the law. But Salaki for the round, let's get back to the account. It says, then Susanna sighed. It says she sighed. Well, what that said in again, sighing and crying for the abominations that's done in the midst thereof. So like I'm excited. But it says, then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. Damn. Right? It's a lose-lose situation, I guess, then, huh? It says, for if I do this thing, it is death unto me. If I was to lay down and open up my legs and have sex with these men, then I'm going to die. Why? We started off with the law. She was going to have to die. It says, and if I do it not, if I don't do it, it says I cannot escape your hands. She was like, if I don't do it, then y'all going to lie on to me. I'm going to die. Y'all going to lie on me, and I'm going to die anyway. It says, it is better. Now watch this. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not to die than to sin in the sight of the Lord. Come on, man. She said, look, it's better for me. Shit, you go ahead and do what you got to do. And lie, do what you got to do, try to put me to death. But I know I ain't going to lie and sin and go off and lay with you in the sight of my power. So look, you going to have to do what you got to do, because for my power, I'm going to just have to take this L then, Same thing, what his name is, it's 2 Maccabees 6. Eleazar, if I'm not mistaken, the elder, Eleazar, how he didn't want to eat that pork. He didn't want to eat that pork. He didn't even want to act like it. He didn't even want to fake it. You see, he didn't even want to fake it. And he told him, look, it's better being put to death by men. Being put to death by men. In other words, than to die and rather die for the laws of the Most High, man. But this is what she said. Then Susanna sighed and right. It says, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. And with that, Susanna cried. So she sighed and cried. She cried with a loud voice. She lifted up her voice like a trumpet. It says, and the two elders cried out against her. Hey, Jake, it says, and the two elders cried out against us. So like, it's funny because you got to picture. Hey, so look, when she started crying, she was like, help, I don't know, extrapolating. So like in the cars passing. But I'm extrapolating shit like, help. They probably got scared, like, oh shit, looked at each other like, hey, But man, you gotta, picture that. Hey, like Esau, he the accuser. Like I said, the accuser of the brother, and he lying. Just like them. But hey, again, the accuser of the brother gonna be cast down, man. Just like was these men judgment. Well, let's find out. It says, then ran the one and opened the garden door. So one of them ran and opened the door. It says, so when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at the privy door to see what was done unto her. But when the elders had declared their matter, the servants were greatly ashamed, for there was never such a report made of Susanna. You know? So they lied. So they were like, oh, they was tripping like, Susanna, what the? But that's the same thing with the elect. It was never such a report made about the elect. Because according to the Lord and the Most High eyes, they perfect, they pure, no guile found in them. So if somebody like Esau try to go and say, oh, look, he eating that pork. Well, the Lord going to look at him like, huh? Him? Well, shit, according to my book, he ain't do nothing wrong. Because shit, he ain't even know you put the pork in the burger when you said it was beef. You know, so in the eyes of the Most High, like it said in Romans 8, fully justified, the elect, fully justified, man. Who can lay any charge against the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifies. But let's continue. It says, and it came to pass the next day when the people were assembled to her husband, Iokim, it says, the two elders came also full of mischievous imagination. They had a plot, a scheme. What we gonna say? They probably practiced it, wrote it on their arm. You know, remember the lines, told him, so look, when I say this, then you come like you don't even know, and you add on to that. They like, con, bet. You know, it says, against Susanna to put her to death. It says, and said before the people, sent for Susanna, the daughter of Chelcias, Iokim's wife, and so they sent. And so she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now Susanna was very delicate, a very delicate woman, and beauteous to behold. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face, for she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty. Still in the time of judgment, a serious situation, they still lusting. Ain't even focused on the task at hand. Hey, like the brother Azar be saying, nah, niggas gon' nig, man. You know, niggas gon' nig. Right? But it says, and therefore her friends and all that saw her wept. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. And she, weeping, looked up toward heaven, for her heart trusted in the Most High Yahweh. So look, in time of judgment, what she did, you know, she looked up, weeping, called on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, said her mind, she was focused on the Lord, trusting in the Most High that he can deliver. And that's what we hoping. It says, and the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in and with two maids and shut the doors and sent the maids away. And then came a young man who was there and was hid and came and lay with her. Then we stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness, ran unto him. So see, they made up a whole lie. But now look, again, for time's sake, I ain't gonna read the whole thing. You know, especially because I'm out, you know, and I'm hoping it's recorded. Y'all can hear me anyway. But made up a lie, but it had Daniel. Yeah, Daniel the prophet. Daniel came. He was young Daniel. And Daniel came and he was like, look, just like King Solomon, the time of judgment, his discernment skills was A1. All the way on 100. You know, so Daniel said, look, separate these two elders and interrogate them separately. So they asked them each some questions, and they said two different things. Asking the same question, you know, said they had two different answers. So that's how they knew they was lying. And Susanna was justified. Again, going to the woman, as long as we cry out, the Most High going to justify us. We don't know how, what way. It might be, we might be under the guillotine, strapped down and all that. Strapped down all that. The blade might drop. Blade might drop. Look, the Lord might let that blade drop. Then King David said he break a bow of steel with his forearm. How we know the blade ain't gonna drop and just break? Just break on our neck, man. Come on. Even Yahweh said, he says, is anything too hard for the Lord? Like Job said, I know it's that thou canst do anything. I know it's that thou do all things, man. It's an easy thing for the Lord to save us out of something. Out of the hands of Esau, out of the hands of Jake, in Jacob's trouble. You see? But it says, verse 42, then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, O everlasting power, that knowest the secrets, Lord, you know. Shit, we did the work, Lord willing, because it ain't up to us, and it's like if it sounded like that, because we don't do nothing. The Lord put on us to do it. That's what, Ephesians 2. Ephesians 2, the Lord said he fashioned us to do this. We can't do none of this ourselves, right? But we hoping that it's, the scripture give diligence to make our call and election show. We hoping in that day we can be able to say, Lord, look, I did like them servants. Yep. Like them servants, man, in Matthew 25, who was able to say, Lord, look, you gave me this amount of work to do. You gave me this skill. I went out and I did it, Lord. We hoping to be those ones Yahweh Shai said, that my good and faithful servant, But it says, oh, everlasting power that knoweth the secrets and knoweth the things before they be, that knoweth that they have borne false witness against me, and behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things, and these men have maliciously invented against me. It says, and Yahweh heard her voice. Come on, man. We're hoping the Lord hear our voice. We hoping in that time of our temptation, we hoping the Lord hear our voice. Like it's saying Zechariah 13, we called on him and he heard us and saved us out of that fire. That third, that elect. It says, let me see. Yep. So it's just going into Daniel. When Daniel come, you can read it for yourself. It's a good read. It's a great story. Faith booster too. That's why I hear the Lord got us going into it. Right? But let me see if we got something else hide in. So it's verse 61, and they arose against two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth. By their own mouth. It says, and according to the law of Moses, what we started off with, right? It says they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor. They tried to rape that man woman. And what was the judgment of that? If they would have did that, she would have had to be put to death. Well, now that's the judgment. They got to be put to death. But the main reason, because she cried out in the time of judgment, she cried out and she was justified. We hoping the things that we saying, this doctrine we preaching, was waking up the sheep, pushing Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai name, defending the gospel, whether it's against our own people who know they're Israelites or against Christians, man, or whatever other so-called religion or belief. Our prayers, the affliction. We hope, all this, it counts. Videos, lessons, all this, it counts. We hope in that day that we did enough, man, Lord willing, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, righteous out, we did enough to stand. Like it said, done all to stand. But I ended. Now this crazy starting to rain, and it says, and they put them to death, so they died. Esau, he gonna be taken out the way. Oh, these clouds definitely look chariot-like. It says, and they put them to death, and thus the innocent blood was saved the same day. And look what it said. The same day Esau get judged, the same day we gonna be saved. So we hoping that when Esau get judged, thus, Lord willing, our innocent blood be saved that same day. And I'm saying, Lord willing, our innocent blood, because, that's what we hope for, right? The scriptures say, they got power on the tongue. But, right. But let's end it off on this. It's out Yahweh Shai mouth. This Luke 18. And I'll start at 1. Luke 18:1, it says, and he spake a parable unto him to this end, that men ought always to pray and not faint. See our prayers, that's crying, that's sign of crying. Because look, it started off with saying, he telling men to pray. Now the parable he about to go into is a woman who's signing crying of oppression, telling you those prayers is symbolic for this woman crying for oppression. That's our prayers, man. What we say, how we feel. And again, it always don't have to be vocal. Because remember, Samuel's mother, she was praying. She was praying, but the scripture says she wasn't saying nothing. She was just speaking with her lips. But the Lord heard it. Even Eli said, Eli thought she was drunk. But I'm going to continue. It says, Luke 18:1, it says, and he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not faint. Right? It says, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regard of man. This judge likened unto Esau. He don't fear the Most High. You can't fear the Most High if you try to be likened unto him. Saying Thessalonians in Isaiah 14, he made himself equal unto the Most High. Changing the Most High creation shit. You can't fear the Most High if you put him up. If you know what he looked like, you put him up the whole opposite. It says, neither regarded man. The scripture says, if the time don't be shortened, all creation go die. That's the time we living in. It's somebody who polluting his own air, his own water. He don't regard man, neither himself, man. But it says, and there was a widow in that city. Now, who's the widow in this sense? This is the elect, going Susanna, in other words. Susanna, that bride of Yahushua, the elect. This that widow. You see, let's find out what this widow what she did. It says, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversaries. Help me with these people that's oppressing me. They always fucking with me. Right? They make me get up, go to work early. Right? And I got a 15-minute break and this and that. Salaki, it's raining. I might have to put a little pep in my step. But the Lord might have a little mini chariot just come over me. Cover me the whole way. But just same thing Esau got us doing. Food we eating, BS, chemicals to our children, all that. Sign and crime, right? So that's what this woman was saying. Look, help me with my enemies. Now let's find out what he did. Now again, this a judge who don't fear the Most High. So it says, and she said unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversaries, right? And he would not for a while. He wouldn't for a while. He wouldn't even listen to it. I ain't trying to hear that. Watch out. I don't care about all that. He ain't care about judgment. You see, it says, but afterward he said within himself, right? Though I fear not the Most High, neither regard man. Though I know I really don't care what this woman talking about. Though it's insignificant to me. It says, Salaki, man, it's raining. Hold on, I'm about to walk in the crib right now. I'm gonna pause, I'm gonna come back. All right, so I'm in a little garage now. So I'm gonna finish it off though. I'm almost done. So just back in Luke 18, right? So it says, verse 4, and he would not for a while, but afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, neither regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me. Look, I don't care what she talking about. It's unimportant to me. It's unimportant to me. But the only reason I'm going to do something is because she keep crying. That's the same thing for us. Just keep doing the lessons. Keep putting up them prayers. Keep getting aggravated when something don't go right in Babylon. That's another reason to sign cry. That's another reason for the Lord to destroy it. Especially where he hearing that. But he says, so I don't care. But it says, yet because she troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming, she weary me out. Unless if I don't do nothing, she's just going to keep crying, sighing, and it's going to aggravate me. So let me act on it so she can stop. That's the same thing the scripture says, about get a Lord rest, get a Lord till he made Jerusalem. Let's get that real quick. Isaiah 62:7. I'm going to start at 6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem. Who's the watchman? The prophets. So he says, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Why? They sign and crying. They prophesying. They speaking the things to come. They're going into history. They're going into current events. They're going into the news. So on and so forth. And look, as we doing that, we putting forth the Most High word. And if we putting it forth, he got to make it happen. Because he ain't going to let his word be spoken and it not come to pass. That make him a liar. So the more we put it forth, the more, in a way, he got to act on it, man. So that's going into it. It says that hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, keep not silence, it says, and give him no rest until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. So don't stop signing crying until we in the chariot. And then we will be continue signing crying, giving praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah for the right things. Thanking the Lord, man. You see? But look, that goes a long way. But let's finish off in that Luke. So Luke 5, it says 18:5. Yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the Lord said, hear what this unjust judge saith. Now this is an unjust man. And because this woman keep coming, this unjust man helped her. So what you think a just man go do? A just Lord like Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. So it says, hear what this unjust judge saith. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? So look, you don't think the Most High will save his elect who cry to him day and night, although, he don't come save us right away? Why? Because he got to let certain prophecies fulfill. He don't stir nor move them to all things be, said measure be fulfilled. But he gonna for sure come. That's the thing. Though it tarry, wait for it, shall surely come and will not tarry, man. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily, you see. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth. Because it could be a time like never before. And except we got that thawa, that exemption, it's going to be over, But with that, man, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem Chakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings unto all you came out there pushing this word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. They keep fighting, keep pushing, and with that, Shalom.